Hey everybody, I just want to go live for a few minutes to talk about NFL Week 6 since I didn't do that last week. I'm just going to do a live thing right now. And then I already wrote out Week 7, so I'm going to record that as a podcast in a few minutes. But of course, a few things to go over. I think I did a reaction to the Cowboys, but I mean, just in general, um, yeah, I mean, Cowboys fall to the Lions, four straight home loss. On Jerry Jones' birthday, Rico Dowdle had 25 yards and Zeke had 17 yards. I heard that like he was complaining that he wanted more carries. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. He's not the running back he was 2 years ago when he was last on the team, or even last year. With the Patriots, who probably had a bad offensive line, but if you figured just having a better O line would do it, then got some bad news for you. But we got 25 yards. Zeke had 17 yards against the Lions. Obviously, we got beat pretty bad. What was that? 47-9. Yeah, don't want to remember that. It's usually embarrassing, but we were without Micah Parsons, Kalen Carson, Marshawn Nealand, Eric Kendricks, Tyler Guyton, like literally our new guys, Marshawn Nealand, Kalen Carter. Those are two new guys. Eric Kendricks, veteran, first year on our team though. Tyler Guyton, first round draft pick for us. They moved. He's the left uh tackle, so they moved Tyler Smith to left tackle and TJ Bass to left guard. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Bengals beat the Giants, but they only beat them 17-7. I mean, I don't know what the Bengals are doing. They let them You let the Giants sack you 4 times. You got to play better, Bengals. And I think they did. They played better in this Week 7 matchup, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But I mean, we're rooting for the Bengals and the Ravens to try to take on the Chiefs to make it a little more competitive in the AFC. Obviously, the Jets are just like even with Devontae Adams, you saw, he they're 2-5, but even before that, they had hope. Week 6 they had hope because they lost, but they're like, "Ooh, let's get the Devontae Adams in the Devontae Adams trade." So that was quite something. But anyway, I mean, yeah, if the Jets aren't going to be a contender, the Bengals have to step up, and they always have a slow start. No matter what, no matter what, they have a slow start. Oh, you're hurt? That's an excuse. This year, there's really not much of an excuse, but it's still a slow start. Well, whatever. Bills, Ravens, Bengals, Chiefs. We know who's going to be competitive. We know who's going to be competitive on the NFC side. If the Cowboys aren't, god damn, why are we 3-3? It's going to be the 49ers. Packers are rolling. Lions. Yeah, 49ers, Packers, Lions. Well, Vikings are doing really well, so I guess that's a new addition this year. Vikings might be replacing us in the playoffs. We don't get our stuff together, but of course they can go too. It's just and for the top contenders, and Falcons are doing all right. Well, they were in Week 6. I don't know about this last game, Week 7, but they beat the Panthers by 18 points. But everyone's beating the Panthers, so not the best like game to figure out if your team is great. It's like you lose a very competitive game and then suddenly you beat a bad team by 20 points. Then you might think you're good, falsely think you're good, but then you'll come back down to earth when you face a real team. Chargers beat the Broncos. Bo Nix is still getting his stuff together. Steelers beat the Raiders. Justin Fields, but of course, um, what's his name? Russell Wilson came back, destroyed the Jets. So yeah, Steelers are continuing to win. Testament to good coaching. If your players are good enough, I mean, you expect them to kind of be like, okay, we went to the playoffs with a backup, and we were competitive. Let's go all in. Kind of like the Cowboys, but then the Cowboys aren't like, we're not going all in. Even Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry. It's not just Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry Kareem Hunt, Zach Moss, all these running backs that were available. Zach Moss was taken early, but Kareem Hunt not taken until September. It's frustrating. We do have Dalvin Cook. I imagine he'll be in the lineup before too long if we start losing and have a losing record, a legit losing record, because we have not had a losing record so far this year. We're 3-3, so we're at 500. I think we'll put in Dalvin Cook at some point. Well, I think it's inevitable. I think it's inevitable. They'll probably, if they don't replace Zeke, they'll replace Rico Dowdle or just put him in instead of Deuce Vaughn and see if he gets a chance. That might be the better solution because Deuce Vaughn didn't even play this last game, but I think he was hurt, so he wouldn't have played anyway. They might put in Dalvin Cook just to see if he's good as the third string. That would work out because then you wouldn't have to replace Rico Dowdle, who had 87 yards 2 games ago, and Zeke, who's struggling but complaining, and you brought him back for a year and blah, blah, blah. So that might be something. Colts beat the Titans with Joe Flacco. Man, I like Joe Flacco. Anthony Richardson, especially in this last game, didn't do too well. So I don't know. I don't know. Congrats on the Colts for getting a win, but the Colts, they feel like a good team. Feel like the Chargers a few years ago. They're a good team. They just need what a couple more players, and the isn't that always the case? So didn't the Chargers go like 13-3 and have the best team, but just collapse? I think so. Uh, Packers destroy the Cardinals. Packers look good. They won again this week. It's just crazy. Jordan Love's getting his groove back after that injury, and they're gonna be among the ones, to really making the playoffs. We've seen Kyler Murray in the playoffs. It's not pretty. Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna save him. No, no, I don't think so. He has athleticism, but he can't really propel his team to victory. In fact, in tough moments, he makes it worse. So I don't know what to do about that. Bucks beat the Saints 51-27. Derek Carr was hurt. Spencer Rattler got his first start. I remember Spencer Rattler being replaced by Caleb Williams in that Texas OU game. I think that was 2021. And then, yeah, 22-3. Spencer played South Carolina, did okay, but really fell out of that top tier, and he went down to the fifth round draft pick. But still, he battled, um, Baker Mayfield and didn't do too badly. Didn't embarrass himself. So while Derek Carr is hurt, he got to go in. They had another kid finish that last game. When Derek Carr did get hurt, he completed like one or two passes. Then they're like, "Yeah, we'll just go with Spencer Rattler for him because damn, like after 2 minutes, you're gonna replace me in a whole nother game." But they did invest some. They did invest a lot in Spencer Rattler, so you gotta do it right. We were just a backup for that game. That might be the only playing time he gets the whole year, sadly. Ravens beat the Commanders in close one. Commanders are scared because the NFC East, like Cowboys, we were counting on being the Commanders the last 2 years. We can't do that. We go from that 12 wins to 10-9. If the Giants catch up with us 9-8, we split with the Eagles like we're and have a small margin, lose some of these tough games, and it's getting into playoffs looks shaky. We go to the playoffs, we lose 3 years in a row, and then if we don't make the playoffs, that'd be horrible. Someone should get fired for not making the playoffs at all. Eagles barely beat the Browns, and Nick Sirianni yells at the Browns fans, or no, he yells at the Eagles fans because he's not doing it. He's not doing good enough. Tough down, Philly. Tough down. It'll be tough to be an Eagles head coach. You should beat the Browns, but of course, NFC East tradition now is to just destroy the Browns. So didn't quite destroy them, but the Giants barely beat them. We beat up on them, but yeah, the Commanders, the Giants beat them. Commanders was next. I think they played them, but no, they haven't played them yet. Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, Commanders 34, Browns 13. So that was the game. That was that game. Okay. So yeah, they had played them. So So I think everyone is beat up on the Browns, and we AFC split them. Okay, that's good. Oh, Texans beat up on the Patriots. Yeah, Drake May's first start. It was so cute. He had two interceptions, which was less cute. But the big story continues to be the O line for the Patriots. It's just not good. And of course, the Bills beat the Jets on Monday Night Football in a little flag fest. Lots of flags. I went live for that game. It was crazy. It was crazy. We got the Hail Mary attempt from Aaron Rodgers, and I feel bad for them. But the Bills, they keep rolling. They find ways to win. And now they have Amari Cooper, so let's see what they can do. But yeah, I'm gonna do a podcast episode on Week 7. Uh, put it in more detail. I gotta get a new webcam so I can have that far off look. You can see my whole desk. You can see all my stuff. You can see my cool stuff, my cowboy stuff, my jersey, and all that cool stuff. But yeah, just want to go live for a few minutes, talk about that. I did not talk about week 6. I want to talk about it every week. So I'm gonna move on to week 7. But yeah, week 6 was interesting. Week 7 was the one with all the penalties, with all the injuries. So we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for stopping by. If you were stopping by, and go Cowboys.